Manipulators, abusers, those who gaslight, they are professionals at filling voids. They have a master's degree at fulfilling our internal cravings, and they sit in them. What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon, or good evening, rather. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're well. Make sure you come in and like, share, subscribe, and comment, and let me know who's here. I want to know who's here. We're part 5 of this abuse series, and today's the title of today's show is Unmasking the Void, Embracing the Mystery of Our Inner Selves. Okay, we're unmasking the void. We are embracing the mystery of our inner selves. Now, this, I don't care why you were on today. I'm not interested in the motive or the reason why you're here. I'm telling you, you need to listen to today's show. It is imperative that you listen to today's show, okay? All right? Now, do me a favor before we get started. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let's go ahead and get all the particulars out of the way. At the end of the show, I'm going to be opening up the lines for you to come on and join me and talk about what we're discussing today. You know, we have free open chat over here, all right? So at the end of the show, and I promise I'm going to try my best not to be long today, but at the end of the show, we're gonna talk. Let's see. Hey, Falana, how are you doing? Hey, Kashai. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Cedric. How are y'all doing today? All right. Let's get this party started. Now, let's go overview what we're going to be talking about today. Number 1, unmasking the void. There is a void, point blank, period. And we're going to unmask it today. And what are we going to do? We're going to be talking about voids. We're going to be talking about recognizing that we all have them and knowing what our voids are. So let me just out front. We all have them. Okay. Now, secondly, we're going to be talking about embracing the mystery of our inner selves. That being said, I'm going to share my personal story of my void. How did I even get here talking to you? Well, I had a void, and I'm going to talk about that today. All right. And we're going to talk about self-identity, the ability to identify who you are and embrace that. Hey, Thomas, how are you doing, man? All right. And let me say this. It's one thing to know who you are. It's another thing to embrace that. So we're going to be talking about that today. We're going to end up and we're going to be talking about going home. Lord have mercy. Now, that's a term that you'll understand that by the end of the show. And then, like I said before, then we're going to open up the lines and then we'll get what you guys got to say about it. All right. Now, I'm just handling the business of the business. We're going to get into it. All right. Before I do, I'm going to run this quick commercial that gives you guys an opportunity to share. If you're watching this, go ahead and like the video if you found value already. Don't go nowhere. I'll be back in less than 60 seconds, and we're going to open up talking about what is a void. I would love for you to join our email community. In the description box of this video is a link. You click it, put your name and email address in the information, press submit, and you are going to be a part of our email community. But guess what? You got to check your spam box because there's a double opt-in. So you got to confirm that you truly meant to sign up. Would you like to be notified every time we go live? There's a simple way to do that. Join our free text club. All you got to do is text V Terrell Hill to this number, 833-458-3658. You just text it. Text V Terrell Hill to 833-458-3658. All right, this is the last announcement, and then we're going back to the content. I am gifted to help people become their best self, and I want to offer you a free consultation. There has never been one person that has had a free consultation with me that did not leave better than when they came, all right? All of that information I just went over is in the description box connected to this video. All right, let's get back to the content. Love or acceptance, loneliness, extreme poverty or neglect, homelessness, father trauma, fatherlessness, low self-esteem, rejection, desperation, or longing for an opportunity, and so much more. All these are points of access. A predator leans into your void, to facilitate an environment for you to lower your inhibition. You have a void, and those same voids are the seat the predator sat in to then only weaponize them against you in a mastery art of manipulation and gaslight. You have nowhere to go. If you leave here, your life is over. No one loves you like I love you, and this is how you treat me. The truth is, your victimizer appeared as or with solutions to your needs, or more plainly, adapted the role of void filler in your life at some point. As your voids were being filled, abuse ensued simultaneously. This is the foundation of imprisonment. Welcome to part 5 of this abuse series, Unmasking the Void, Embracing the Mystery of Our Inner Selves. What you just saw was part 2. Now, I'm going to say this, out of all of the series so far, part 2 might be the most potent one outside of part 1. So if you have not watched part 2 yet, go watch that. It is the conversation I had to the victim. And in that, we talked about voids. Now, where did voids come from? Every victim has a void. Let me erase that. Everyone has a void. But you want to know, how was I able to be spiritually abused, physically abused? How was I able to be SA'd? You know what I'm saying? How was I able to be verbally or emotionally abused? Because somewhere in me was a void. Now, I know that we've been talking a lot about different scenarios and stuff like that, but I want you to make sure that you're not so caught up in this one story and that one story that you don't realize that you could possibly be set up on the inside to be a next victim. Let's get into it. A void refers to an inner emptiness or sense of missing something in one's life. Hey, La Erica, how are you? A inner emptiness or sense of missing something in one's life. It can manifest in different ways, such as a feeling of purposelessness, a lack of fulfillment, or a sense of disconnect from oneself or others. Sounds familiar? Voids can arise from various sources, including personal experiences, societal expectations, or psychological factors. And that societal expectations, boy, that is a sneaky demon. I call them social constructs, where by this age, you're supposed to do that. Or if you're this, you got to be like that. Or if you're that, you got to be like this. Societal expectations. And I know so many people that are in bondage because of societal expectations, which causes voids. So why am I doing this show? Because everyone has a void, or 2 or 3. Everyone has a void, or 2 or 3. So how can voids lead to abuse and manipulation? Because that's what we're talking about in this abuse series. So how can voids lead to abuse and manipulation? Number 1, vulnerability to manipulation. Those of us with voids that have not been unmasked yet. This show isn't about you getting rid of your voids. This is you becoming conscious of your void. So we're unmasking voids this evening. Number 1, vulnerability to manipulation. Individuals who are unsure of their identity or feel a significant void in their lives may be more susceptible to manipulation. Abusers can exploit their vulnerability by offering what? Attention. Or sense of belonging, which the victim may desperately seek. Now you see how it can be a sneaky demon, especially in spiritual spaces, because we're inviting you into our community. as a new member, you get a lot of attention. Hey, how you doing, brother so-and-so? Hi, how you doing, sister so-and-so? And if you have a void and you're desperately seeking that, those acts alone, those empty acts possibly alone could help you feel fulfilled. Yikes. Number 2, lowered self-esteem. A lack of self-identity often correlates with low self-esteem. Individuals with low self-esteem are more likely to tolerate abusive behaviors. Now, this bothers me so much that if you have low self-esteem, you're more than likely to tolerate being abused. Abusers can take advantage of this dependency, using it to control and dominate the victim, just simply because my esteem is low. All right? Number 3. Now, we're probably going to move fast through this today. Difficulty in recognizing abuse. Individuals struggling with self-identity may have a harder time recognizing abusive behaviors. They might they might rationalize or dismiss such behaviors, especially if the abuser is fulfilling a need for identity or belonging. Oh, Lord, excuse me, about to choke. Y'all, I heard a story a couple of last week or so of an individual who was literally SA'd in church. And the person who did it was a preacher. And so another preacher and this person and the accused all had a meeting, and the accused admitted that he did it to this lady. And let me tell you what she said next. She said, then they went into service and he was in the pulpit and we went on with service like nothing happened. And I wasn't as upset with her story as I was wondering where does she put her mind at, where the person that SA'd her literally admitted it in the meeting with another elder in the church. And then they were all able to go back in the sanctuary and have church like nothing happened. Why? Because when you have a void or when you have a lack of identity, you have a hard time recognizing abuse. If you're enjoying this, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. So it could very well be that you that are watching this live or in the replay could be in an abusive situation. But because of your lack of self-identity, you've been excusing it as, but they love me. But that's not who they are with everybody else. It don't happen all the time. May I go deeper? But that's Uncle John. That would destroy marriage if I told the truth. I can go further. But that's Bishop. But he loved the people of God. I can't destroy church. I remember doing a documentary, and one of the reasons why the family didn't speak up, one of the reasons they said because it would have destroyed the church. How many people are making excuses, are being dismissive to their own abuse? All right, if you're enjoying this, make sure you don't leave me hanging in the comments. Say something back to me now. Fear of loneliness. The fear of being alone or filling a void can lead individuals to stay in abusive relationships. The abuser might be perceived as better than no one. It could be worse. At least I got them. Reinforcing the cycle of abuse. All right? 2 more to go. Isolation. Abusers often isolate their victims from friends, family, and other support systems. Individuals with a weak sense of self or identity voids might more readily accept this isolation, further entrenching themselves in abuse. I was telling somebody, was it today or yesterday? I said, watch the person that's always talking about your family. You go in certain spaces and they're always damning your family, talking about your bloodline, making it seem like you are you need to be delivered from your family. That is, especially in spiritual spaces where we get real spooky. Oh, you acting just like your mama. You acting just like your daddy. You acting just like your people them. To isolate you, to keep you dependent upon them. They don't ever want you to visit family. They don't ever want you they don't want you to keep your friends. They one more, they want to take care of you, all of your needs. Oh, no, don't worry about it, I got you. Isolation. Because if they can snip off all of your power sources, then they will become the only source of power. And now you need them. And then when you go to leave, they'll say something like, oh, you're not going to make it without me. You need me in your life. And let me say this, because my general audience, you're either in the church or you are used to be in the church, but you're more prone to be in spiritual spaces. And I'll say this over and over and over again, okay? Watch spiritual institutions, places, and spaces where they push the narrative that you need A in your life. You need A, or you need me in your life. That is a potential trap. I didn't say it's a trap. I'm not being definitive. I'm saying it is a potential trap. I said this in part 3, and I'll say this in part 5, but I'm going to say it a little calmer. I'm promising to be calmer today. Number 1, more than you need a pastor, you need you. You need self-love, self-appreciation, and self-esteem. More than you need a prophet, you need you. Self-love, self-appreciation, and self-esteem. Because even if that pastor was to guide you, if you don't have the infrastructure for that guidance, it's falling on deaf ears. Even if that prophet was to give you an accurate prophecy, if you don't have the infrastructure for that prophecy, it's falling on deaf ears. The one thing that you need in your life to connect with God and to connect with day to day is yourself. Everything else is an accessory. It's an earring. It's a bracelet. It's a nice shirt. Did you hear what I said? Your spiritual leader should be an accessory to you. Your best friends, your friends, and your family should be accessory to you. They should not be the all in all. You can't do anything without them. You can't buy a car. You can't buy a house without consulting. As a spiritual leader, I'm more wanting to teach you how to seek God to make the decision. I don't get anything from 5011 text messages and phone calls unless I have voids. Because let me say this, and I'm going off track a little bit, but I haven't got the signal yet, praise God. A lot of times Your everyday leader, they have voids, and they manipulate and use the people following them to fulfill their voids. Most of the time, pastor was rejected by his family. Now, his family is now the church family. Lord have mercy. And now pastor is controlling the members to make up for the lack of control he or she felt in their blood family. And you find a lot of cops like that. They were bullied in high school. Now they seek positions of authority to make up for the lack of identity. Now watch out. Now hold on. And I'm coming to the comments in a minute, y'all, but hold on for a second. A lot of people that have voids make up for their lack of identity by seeking out positions of authority. This is why you should be extra careful when it comes to who you're following. All right, let me keep on going. I done got lost there. I'm coming to the comments in a minute. Matter of fact, I got one more thing. I'm going to read some comments. If you're enjoying this, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. All right, lastly, limited personal boundaries. Without a strong self-identity, setting and maintaining personal boundaries can be challenging. Abusers can exploit this lack of boundaries, further eroding the victim's sense of self-autonomy. You ever seen people who, what do you want to eat? Well, what you want to eat? You want to go here? If you want to go there. I don't know why I'm so tickled right now. Excuse me. I get the most. All right. Okay. I'm not supposed to be having this tick. Let me not. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me. My apologies. Let me stay focused. You like this movie? Yeah, I like that movie. I don't like that movie no more. I don't like it either. I mean, you have no personal boundaries. Whatever your power source likes, you like. I mean, can run right through you. I mean, just nothing. We're taking your car. Drive. Okay, all right. And let me tell you this. If you got people like that in your life, don't enable that. That's not cool. You know they're a quote unquote flunky, and just because you know they're a flunky, you treat them as a flunky but call them friend, you're part of the network. You're part of the network we talked about. If you want to know what the network is, you got to go back and watch part 1 through 4 of this abuse series. You're not a good person. Now, I got a friend, by our star signs, both of us are very indecisive. I'm not talking about indecisiveness, where no one wants the responsibility to make the decision, but I'm talking about the people who have no opinion, no personality. They wear what you wear. They drink what you drink. They say what you say. They have no personal boundary. They've never told you no a day in their life. Don't allow those people to exist comfortably in your presence. All right? All right, let's read some comments real quick. Yeah. All right, here. Thomas says, my void was so deep, I found myself in a hostage situation. I had to flee in the middle of the night from my abuser. Oh my God. Thomas, if you're still on by the end of the show, I want you to come on and share that with us. What a story. Walt B. Connection says, wow, that sounds very familiar to me. Yes, Walt B., absolutely. Erica says they want to make you a spiritual and mental orphan. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And physical orphan. And then they want to become papa in your life. That's why I'm not into this whole spiritual daddy, spiritual mama thing. Like what? Let me tell you this. If you come in my life with a dad or mom void, I am not going to let you call me mama daddy. I might let you call me big bro. Because it is not my job as a spiritual leader to fulfill your voids. And if you want to know a red flag, find your leader that takes pleasure in void filling. I'll be your daddy. No, you got a daddy. Well, my dad has passed. Okay, you need to mourn. Now, I think there's nothing wrong with mentors. There's nothing wrong with teachers. And there's nothing wrong with father figures. But I've seen some very sick people being enabled to look at pastor, a professional position, as dad. And I think it was meant to be pure, but it's been manipulated and turned wrong. Because I want to know why dad is sleeping with son. Oh gosh. Oh Lord. Where was that? All right, let's keep on going. This is so true. I had a spouse that did those things to me. I'm assuming isolation. Yeah. Let's sit here. I never got into calling my pastor daddy. I have a daddy, sir. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Hold on, I just thought about something. I just thought. Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to run this quick commercial real quick. If you're just coming on, welcome to part 5 of the abuse series. Today we're talking about unmasking the void, embracing the mystery of our inner selves. Listen, everybody got voids. Nobody is exempt from the void. So we must unmask it and embrace the mystery of our inner selves. We'll be right back. I would love for you to join our email community. In the description box of this video is a link. You click it, put your name and email address in the information, press submit, and you are going to be a part of our email community. But guess what? You got to check your spam box because there's a double opt-in. So you got to confirm that you truly meant to sign up. Would you like to be notified every time we go live? There's a simple way to do that. Join our free text club. All you got to do is text V Terrell Hill to this number, 833-458-3658. You just text it. Text V Terrell Hill to 833-458-3658. All right, this is the last announcement, and then we're going back to the content. I am gifted to help people become their best self, and I want to offer you a free consultation. There has never been one person that has had a free consultation with me that did not leave better than when they came, all right? All of that information I just went over is in the description box connected to this video. All right, let's get back to the content. All right, thanks so much for watching part 5 of the abuse series, Unmasking the Void, Embracing the Mystery of Our Inner Selves. Now we're going to part 2 of this, and it's embracing the mystery of our inner selves, all right? But before I do that, I want to make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you're enjoying today's show, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you do that, I really appreciate you, especially those of you guys that are in the safe space community. Help me blow these comments up. And if you haven't liked the video, if you're watching this and haven't liked it yet, do me a favor and do that, okay? Before we go on, don't go anywhere because you guys know, per usual, at the end of the show, I'm going to place a link in the comments, and you are going to be able to join me. Ask me anything. We can have any conversation about part 1 through 5 of this abuse series. I'm an open book, as you guys know, all right? And plus, I want Thomas to come on, if he's still on, and share his story about abuse, the void, and the hostage situation, all right? I want to do something real quick. I want to share this real quick. Tomorrow, I'll be on at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow for a special teaching called Navigating Chaos. path to peaceful living. All right. I am looking forward to that at 8:30 tomorrow. So you don't want to miss that with my Conscious Culture and Safe Space family. All right. I think that's it. Let's get into it. Oh, one more thing. I have a free, I have a private community. I have a private community called Safe Space. Now, I meant to tell you, let me put this back up here real quick. Don't go nowhere, guys. I'm about to get back into it, but we got to take care of the business of the business, all right? Navigating Chaos, A Path to Peaceful Living. That teaching will be live. The full teaching will be live inside of Safe Space tomorrow, okay? It'll be live inside of Safe Space tomorrow. What I'm doing, I'm going to be doing a live tomorrow. I'm going to take some bits and pieces of the teaching and share it with you as a preview, and we're going to talk about it openly with the Safe Space family. At the end of the show, I'm bringing the Safe Space family on. We're going to have a community conversation, but the entire teaching will be inside of Safe Space. And how do you join Safe Space? By looking in the video description box connected to this video. Click the link. You get a 7-day free trial, so you can actually look at the full teaching for free for the first 7 days. Woo, child. That's a whole bunch going on. All right, let's get into it. Woo. Let's talk about embracing our inner selves. Now let's put our seatbelts on. I'm going to come back to that comment after this segment because I want to read that out loud, Falana, and embracing our inner selves. Self-identity refers to how you identify and define yourself. Fundamentally, it answers the question, who am I? Can y'all put that in the comments? Just put in the comments, who am I? I consult a lot. And you would not believe how many people cannot answer that question. Who am I? It is essentially, your self-identity is essentially everything that encompasses you. Yeah, thank y'all for putting that in there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A combination of all of your personality traits, physical attributes and interests. I'm going to say this again. Your self-identity is essentially everything that encompasses you. So if you do not have self-identity, can't you see why you are more susceptible to being abused? Your self-identity encompasses everything. Now, there are 3 core parts to you. Your ideal self, visions and ambitions for who you want to be, who I am ideally. Your real self, current view and perception of self. And then your self-esteem, your worth and value, how you believe in you. Your ideal self, your real self, and your self-esteem. If you have self-identity issues, you can be made to be, I want you guys to hear me clearly. If you have self-identity issues, you can be made to be or believe anything your predator or abuser wants you to be. If you don't have an idea of your ideal self, of your real self, and proper self-esteem, you can become or be anything your predator or abuser wants you to be. Then everything else is just a fruit of the manifestation of that. Meaning, what you identify yourself as is used to manipulate you. Good Lord of mercy. Do you guys see why I'm stressing this evening? Because it's everything. It's everything. I'm going to play this video. It's my testimony of my voids and how it affected my identity. I will be right back. Comes from the lack of love and acceptance, not because I did not get it from home, but because I felt like I was an outlier because of my sexuality. Though I fully embrace who I am now, my sexuality at times when I was a younger man seemed to have also been my curse. Did I love God with all my heart? Yes. Did I want to serve God and minister and be all the things? Yes. At any rate, one of the times I had to confront my sexuality was in college when I made a move on my dorm roommate, and that did not work out as I thought it would, and it exposed me. And it left me vulnerable, it left me lonely, it left me friendless, it left me without ministry because I got set down. It was bad. I held all of that in. You just move on with life. You got to recover life. You got to recover your ministry life and all the things, right? You don't want to go to hell and all the things. And I remember wanting someone to understand me and not judge me. I remember wanting a safe space. And that want led me in the hands of abuse in a spiritual space. That is how it works. And that is how simple it can begin. You feel empty. You don't have self-identity. And it made me vulnerable to any open hands or arms rather that would accept me. And when I fell in those arms, I also fell into the hands of abuse. Let me say this. You will not be fulfilled. It is a mirage. There will be no fulfillment. That void, that lack of self-identity, that lack of appreciation and embrace for you will never be fulfilled at the hands of abuse. Lord have mercy. Let me tell you guys, that was very difficult to record because it's real. And that's how it all started. And again, I want to say this. I know we enjoy the lives where we're putting people's pictures up and we're like, I can't believe Prophet Manasseh did this and TD Jakes, and we like to comment and have a good time. But as I said last week, this is real life. And this is dealing with people who have been rejected in life, who have been abused mentally, physically, financially, verbally, spiritually, emotionally. This isn't nothing to play with. So that's why I pre-recorded that so I could get through it properly. But that sort of stings because what happened with me was I was so desperate to find a place of belonging. I didn't even do a quality, what's that, was a QR check? QA check, a quality check to see whose arms I was falling in, because I didn't care whose those arms was connected to. I want you to hear me in what I'm saying sincerely. I didn't care whose arms, what those arms was connected to. I was just looking for some arms to embrace me. And that is how that happens. Now, let me say this. Do you know how easy that is to happen in spiritual spaces? Because in spiritual spaces, it is the place you go to be embraced. It is the place you go to let your hair down and relax. And that's why this can be so sneaky, because you can go and fall into the arms of the wrong person. All right? Okay, let's keep going with the script. Again, if you have self-identity issues, you can be made to be or believe anything that your predator or abuser wants you to be. Everything else is just, it's par for the course. Let me be clear on something, and I hope y'all are hearing me clearly. Yes, they did it. But your identity issues was and will always be your problem. Now, I know you guys want me to come up here and bash the abusers and the predators, but I got to have an intimate conversation with you. Them abusing you is one thing, and they got to own that. But the state that they met you in was and will always be your responsibility. May I say something that might seem harsh, but I have to be honest with you? The state you leave your abuser in is your responsibility. Yeah. I know this might sting. I know this might sting a little bit. But you are responsible for the state the state you were in when you met your abuser, and you are responsible for the state you're in after your abuser. I just felt a hubba. Hold on a second. They will, I'm sorry, I'm talking to my producer. I gotta stop talking to you as if you're literally on the, okay, I'm still talking. They will pay for what they did. You're spending the energy that you should be spending healing, trying to get back at them. Let me tell you this. I need to say this with loving kindness. And if you guys disagree with what I'm about to say, remember at the end of the show, I'm putting the link in the comments, and y'all can come on, and like last week, I'll live edit, I promise you. I would venture to tell certain people, not everybody, certain people, stop trying to expose them. Use that energy to expose your voids to you. Expose yourself to you. You want to know what the biggest slap in the face to an abuser is? Your survival. Very few cases work out where there are criminal charges. Very few cases work out where there's some kind of money paid in from lawsuits. The most you're going to get is to tell your story. But let me tell you this. If you buckle down, go to therapy, heal, find identity, help others in your situation, because there's so much narrative about the abuser, the abuser, the abuser. All pastors this, and this one this, and teachers this. We put all of this work on the abuser. Let me tell you what is a better use of your energy. Healing and then embracing a victim. I mean, that's if you're really trying to evolve. And that's why we're doing part 5 today. Because we can talk about Manasseh Jordan and T.D. Jakes and this one and that one all day long. But we're doing a disservice to the mass audience if we do not prevent another victim from being victimized. And how do we do that? Expose the truth on how this works. You got to them broken. You got to them upside down. Your mother and father failed you from the beginning. Your family turned their back on you. Your religion, you were forsaken by your religion. And that put you in the hands of an abuser. I was broke before I got to my abuser did not break me. I was already broke. I'll be interested in the views of this one. That video last week almost got, I think, probably 600 views. And let me say this. I'm sorry in advance. But how you got a platform that is supposed to expose abusers, but you don't have no resources on how to help the victim? I want to know. For those of you YouTubers out there that's always jumping from show to show to show to show to show, call these people out, because they too are a part of the network. If they got all of this to say about abusers, and exposing this one, exposing that one, in the name of righteousness or rightness, but they're not doing anything but exploiting the victim for views, they're just as wrong as the person they're accusing. I ain't got no friends. I got truth. All right. I'm done. Was that bad? Sort of? Okay. Never mind. That was bad. I'm for real. Okay, y'all. So for those of you guys that are on YouTube, some ads that might pop in. If you get some ads, please don't skip them ads, y'all. That's how I make my money. All right? All right. Yes, they did it, but your identity issue was and will always be your problem. It had nothing to do with abuse, to include that bad pastor and your bad church experiences. Your voids in your self-identity, and I'm coming to the comments in a minute, don't y'all go anywhere. Your voids in your self-identity are linked because an individual's sense of self can be influenced by the presence or absence of voids. Now watch this. I want you to hear me. I really need y'all to hear me. This is important. Concealed voids create a sense of insecurity or dissatisfaction in self, which leads to a search for meaning or purpose. Why am I so dissatisfied in myself? Because I'm still in the closet. I haven't embraced my sexuality. What put me on this journey to put me in the hands of an abuser? Because I think I'm a monster on the inside. I have rage and control issues. And I don't want to confront them. So now I have concealed voids. And those hidden, concealed voids, it's festering in your soul, causing you to be manic and out of your mind. And here comes the abuser. You must embrace yourself. You must stop rejecting yourself. You must give yourself unconditional love. Stop stuffing yourself in a box. You are not that bad of a person. You're not ugly. You might not be the best looking. I'm not going to lie to you. You might not even be top 10. But I can guarantee you, you're not bottom 50. Your teeth might be crooked, but there's somebody ain't got nothing but gums. What I'm saying to you is, stop. All right? Now let me skip over all this. Now, addressing voids and developing a strong sense of identity often requires introspection. I'm almost done, y'all. I promise you I'm almost done. Self-reflection and a willingness to explore and understand one's own desires, values, and motivations. If you want to address your voids and develop a strong self-identity, it requires introspection. It requires self-reflection. It requires a willingness to explore and understand one's own desires, values, and motivations. You cannot hate yourself if you want to be the kind of person, your ideal self. You cannot, let me say this. There are some of you that use your ideal self as a false image or a god. You will never get to that ideal self hating your real self. I'm going to say this again, I'm going to stop. You cannot get to your ideal self hating your real self. All right, now let me say this. Then we're done with this segment. This is the third segment ain't that long. I got lost. I look up, it's 52 minutes. If you know somebody with a self-identity issue, I want you to know this about them. They will mishandle the truth. I'm going to say it again. If you know someone with a self-identity issue, they will mishandle the truth. Why? Because they mishandle themselves, and they are truth, built by God, truth, factual. If you cannot handle yourself, you are not a handler of truth. This is some safe space, private community teaching. This is too deep. I'm sorry, talking to my producer. Now, why am I saying this? Because you could very well be watching this right now and thinking, oh, it's not me. He ain't talking about me. You know why? You don't even know how to handle the truth. If the truth came and smacked you in the face, you would get a gun and shoot it. So you say, all right, Vitorel Hill, how do people that have self-identity issues and are in the hands of abuse, then what can I do for them? How can I get them out? You do nothing. You can't do anything. Well, here's what has to happen. They have to hit a brick wall. It's called the brick wall of life. They have to hit that brick wall. You can't save anyone that is not ready for truth. They have to have a run-in with the truth themselves. And for some, it takes longer than others. If you try to prematurely get the abused out of the hand of the abuser, you will be treated like the abuser. Oh boy, Lordy, bordy, wardy. I'll say this again, I'm done. If you try to get someone out of the hands of the abuser prematurely, they will embrace the real abuser while rejecting you as an abuser. So the only safe thing to do is to pray to your God and be like, Lord, if I'm in this situation and I don't know it, create a brick wall for me to hit that'll get my attention. So there's some real ministry here. This ain't salacious. This ain't gossipy. If you feel like you're stuck in a relationship where you're being gaslit, misused, abused, put your right hand on your chest, whether you're watching this the live or the replay, and sincerely pray this, Lord, if this is me, but I'm too deep in to realize it, to discern it, create a brick wall to get my attention. If you have a loved one that's in an abusive situation, a court-like situation, you pray that prayer for them and love them. All right, let's look at some comments. All right, Philana says, all of it led me to a suicide attempt and on life support. My mom was advised to write my obituary and plan my funeral because I wasn't expected to live. Good Lord, this is why I do these kind of shows. Drop the mic moment. Yes, sir. Use your energy to heal and take your hand to lift up another victim. Right. I tell my ladies, the wound may not be your fault, but healing is your responsibility. Absolutely. Y'all are talking real good up in here. Later on, he said, I knew I should have let you die. Good God. That's wild. I had no self-identity. I was looking for validation. Good stock for an abuser. Absolutely, Thomas. I imagine these laughs were from my top 10 ugly thing. My apologies, everybody. That's right. Remember, you are great. All right. Hey, listen, we got one more segment to go. And then we're going to be getting up out of here. If you're still on, don't go nowhere, because when I put the link in the comments, it becomes a whole other show. We're going to be opening up the floor for anybody to come on, ask any questions, and talk to me. I got to pay some bills. So I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere, though. It's only 60 seconds. Don't go nowhere. I would love for you to join our email community. In the description box of this video is a link. You click it, put your name and email address in the information, press submit, and you are going to be a part of our email community. But guess what? You got to check your spam box because there's a double opt-in. So you got to confirm that you truly meant to sign up. Would you like to be notified every time we go live? There's a simple way to do that. Join our free text club. All you got to do is text V Terrell Hill to this number, 833-458-3658. You just text it. Text V Terrell Hill to 833-458-3658. All right, this is the last announcement, and then we're going back to the content. I am gifted to help people become their best self, and I want to offer you a free consultation. There has never been one person that has had a free consultation with me that did not leave better than when they came, all right? All of that information I just went over is in the description box connected to this video. All right, let's get back to the content. There's this term that I use called go home. What do I mean? You did not come out of nowhere. You did not get where you are by accident. There is or was a system in place that you have used, operated, manipulated to get you to where you are at right now. You should have died a long time ago. You should have gave up a long time ago. You should have thrown in the towel a long time ago. But you come from a source, and that source has a system. That source is built on principles. And when times get hard and you need to create a space of peace, go home. Go back to that thing that gave you energy the last time. Go back to your source. Woo, good Lord, there's some juice on that. There's a little glory on that. And let me say this, I'm teaching from that lesson on tomorrow at 8:30, Wednesday, tomorrow at 8:30 p.m., the Conscious Culture Family, a segment of Safe Space. I'm going to be with them, and I'm going to be teaching Navigating Chaos, Path to Peaceful Living. And what I'm going to do is we're going to be talking about, listen, what I'm going to be doing, we're going to be talking about, I pulled some excerpts from that teaching. I'm going to play that like I played this, and then we're going to have a live discussion about it on tomorrow. And then I'm going to be able to offer you that full teaching inside of my private community safe space. And you're thinking, oh, Lord, here we go. Well, watch this. I offer a 7-day free trial subscription. So you can literally sign up for 7 days, listen to the whole, it's a 30-minute teaching. I listened to the whole thing again today, and it is oily. It is moving. Even that last snippet, you can feel a little something on it, right? And so Path to Peaceful Living, that's what I got for you tomorrow. So it's going to be really good. Y'all don't want to miss that. If you're enjoying, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let's talk about going home. Now, hey, this is a concept I have used as I've been working on this abuse series. It's metaphorical, but for some, it's literal. If you're still on, do me a favor. Well, you're still on because I see you on. Do me a favor and type in the comments, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, go home. Yeah, put go home in the comments, all right? It talks about returning back to your source self. Who you were before the abuse. Not who you thought you were, not what the culture said you was, but who you really are. And let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Some of you need to go home. And when I mean go home, I'm not just, and for some of you, it's literal. You were snatched away from your family. Why every time you get close to this certain group of people, you get further away from your family? It's time to go back to your roots. It's time to connect to your DNA. It's time to, for some of you, you might not ever go back to a church again, but your spirituality should not take the brunt of abuse for what that local church did. You know you loved to pray in spite of the abuse, but yet you don't pray anymore. It's time to go home. You used to be so happy and joyful and loving, but he broke your heart, stole your joy, and mistreated you. And now you're nasty and mean. It's time to go home. You used to be a giving, you would give anything to anybody, and you knew it was a special gift that's in your bloodline. You come from a family of givers, and now you're stingy and you don't want to give up nothing. It's time to go back home now. What's the use of coming from up under the abuse if you're still carrying the weight as if you're still being abused? It is time to go home. I'm talking to you. And you know I'm talking to you. You feel it in the pit of your stomach. You feel it in your chest. It's time for you to return back to your source self. That's one of the selves, that's my created self, the source self, your divine whole self. Well beyond an ideal, it is made by God, created by God, stamped and approved by God. I've been burdened for me and for others like me who have experienced so much heartbreak that we are afraid to open up our hearts again. And if you know that's you, put your right hand on your heart and say, go home. Go home. That is my gift to anyone that is coming on looking for a confirmation, looking for permission to be free. It's time for you to go home. It's time for you to go back to your, oh, my phone just died, your source self. Yeah. All right. Let me tell you this. I was told that I was extremely perverted. I was told that some of the most unimaginable things, now that I think of it right now. And when I started focusing on me as a person, when I started connecting to me as a person, it was one day I realized that all the things they said about me, if it was true, I would have manifested it by now. And if I can be honest with you, I thought, a part of me thought it was true, or I would not have been surprised when I looked up and realized that I was leading a life more cleaner and purer than I ever saw them live. I never forget, in therapy, I was going through something because I am a very expressive, you might say dramatic, emotional, whatever you want to say, right? And so I was, rah! And my therapist yelled. She said, he was projecting on you. And when she yelled that to me, I stopped. And I thought, hold on. All of the things that I was accused of being and doing, I never done specifically since I left that place of abuse, while there is track record of it being done in my face, all around me. And I had an opportunity to, you say, where do you get these terms like go home? I had an opportunity to sit one day in my bed and redefine myself for who I really am. You are going to have an opportunity. Want a prophetic conclusion? All right. I'll give you a prophetic conclusion. Whether you've experienced abuse or not, if you're watching this, receive this word from your God. You are going to have a space to go home. You will not have to fight the image they made for you too much longer. All right? All right. Okay, let me tell you what's about to happen next. Now, y'all know, I've been in this chair for an hour and 7 minutes. It's relatively early. I can get a get out of jail free card. Or for those of you that already know y'all are coming on stage with me, come on, so that we're going to bring you on one at a time so that you can leave a comment, ask a question, or do all the things you do. I'm about to put this link. I'm going to play this commercial, and while the commercial is playing, I'm going to put this link inside of the comments for Facebook and YouTube. You don't have to show your face. You can just come on with your voice, and we're going to have a really good conversation, and then we're going to go. I put more message on, emphasis on the message today versus advertisement, but let me tell you this. I tell you what, if you've enjoyed today's teaching, come back tomorrow at 8:30 on Wednesday. I'm going to take my time and discuss Safe Space, my private community with you. You're going to have an opportunity at the end of the teaching tomorrow. About 3 or 4 safe spaces are going to be coming on with me. And we're going to have dialogue. You're going to see how we are a community, and you're going to see how accepting we are of each other, our ideas, and all the things, okay? All right, I'm going to play this quick 60-second commercial. Don't y'all go nowhere. Please don't go nowhere, because when I come back, I'm opening up the floor for anybody to come on, ask me anything. I would love for you to join our email community. In the description box of this video is a link. You click it, put your name and email address in the information, press submit, and you are going to be a part of our email community. But guess what? You got to check your spam box because there's a double opt-in. So you got to confirm that you truly meant to sign up. Would you like to be notified every time we go live? There's a simple way to do that. Join our free text club. All you got to do is text V Terrell Hill to this number, 833-458-3658. You just text it. Text V Terrell Hill to 833-458-3658. All right, this is the last announcement, and then we're going back to the content. I am gifted to help people become their best self, and I want to offer you a free consultation. There has never been one person that has had a free consultation with me that did not leave better than when they came, all right? All of that information I just went over is in the description box connected to this video. All right, let's get back to the content. Love or acceptance, loneliness, extreme poverty or neglect, homelessness, father trauma, fatherlessness, low self-esteem, rejection, desperation, or longing for an opportunity, and so much more. All these are points of access. A predator leans into your void to facilitate an environment for you to lower your inhibition. You have a void, and those same voids are the seat the predator sat in to then only weaponize them against you in a mastery art of manipulation and gaslight. You have nowhere to go. If you leave here, your life is over. No one loves you like I love you, and this is how you treat me. The truth is, your victimizer appeared as or with solutions to your needs, or more plainly, adapted the role of void filler in your life at some point. As your voids were being filled, abuse ensued simultaneously. This is the foundation of imprisonment. All right, you just watched part 2. That was part 2 of the abuse series. I have a whole series. This is part 5. Coming up on the 31st, if I'm correct, on the 31st, I'll be bringing Shantae Charles on, and she's going to talk about, now you guys watch this, the generational pass-through of abuse. How great grandma was abused, and grandpa was abused, and granddaughter was abused, and auntie was abused, and why there are certain families that have this systematic thing of abuse going on in their lives. And then on the 13th of February, I'm bringing on a psychotherapist who specializes in spiritual abuse. She specializes in spiritual abuse. She's a Black woman who specializes. She's just not a psychotherapist that got the Holy Ghost. She specializes in spiritual abuse. I'll have them coming on the 31st of January, and then the 13th of February. Tomorrow, I'm going to be teaching at 8:30 tomorrow. You guys do not want to miss this. Navigating Chaos, Path to Peaceful Living. I tell you what, should I play that snippet? Nah. Tomorrow, you don't want to miss this. The link is already up on YouTube and Facebook, so go ahead and click notify me. If you need to join my text message community, that is in the video description box connected to this video. You can get text message every time I put up a video or go live. I'm telling you this, it's going to be good. All the things. Let's get into it. All right, let me get set up here because we got a caller that's wanting to come in. 1 second here. How am I doing this? I always mess this up. I always mess this up. Hold on. Oh, that's what it is. I'm missing 2. There we go. All right. Thomas, talk to me, man. How you be, brethren? Thomas, you're muted.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Good.
Before you get started, let me say this real quick. If you want to join me, the link is in the comments of Facebook and YouTube. All right. I pinned it in YouTube. It's pinned in the comments of YouTube, and there's not a lot of comments in Facebook, so you'll see it there in Facebook. All right, Thomas, what you got, brethren?
The only reason why I'm saying something is because you called me out. I keep exposing myself. Lord Jesus, I just need to go ahead and just write this book, okay?
Yes, you should.
Yes.
So you said that you were in a hostage situation because of a void?
Yes.
What was the void?
My father.
Oh, explain that.
So to give you a little bit, back history, I had just came out to my family. It wasn't well received. Then I had the situation at New Birth. I was in Atlanta when all this happened, and right. I flew to Texas, and I stayed in Texas for a couple of years, and right. I was wanting to come back to Atlanta.
Right.
So, oh Lord Jesus. Okay. So I met this guy online, and he presented himself as someone who was like a community leader. He worked with a lot of young boys, you know, and he was like a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
So he actually paid for my ticket to come back to Atlanta. And he opened up his home, and the plan was, you know, I would stay with him, you know, until I got on my feet.
Right.
And when I landed in Atlanta and moved in with him, it was like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
He switched.
Yes. Oh my God. And I found myself, he had such control over me.
Wow.
I was powerless. And I didn't want my family to find out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Um, the situation that I was in, and I couldn't go nowhere.
Right.
Um, it was bad. It was
So,
really, really
so be more specific. How was it that you couldn't go anywhere? You didn't have a car, or you were being held like literal hostage?
literally hostage. He wouldn't let me go anywhere.
You were tied up?
No, he wouldn't let me go out the house. He wouldn't let me call nobody.
Wow.
Um,
And
it
then
was
you didn't have a car or money or anything.
no,
Wow.
and he used that to his advantage.
Jesus Christ.
Um, I don't want to say this, but I was like his houseboy,
Mm.
and whatever he wanted, I had to do.
Mm.
And yeah, it was really bad, and I had to flee in the middle of the night, and I found myself homeless, and
Jesus.
some friends of mine that I went to church with at Newburgh came and saved me. Um, and I had to start from scratch. All of my things um, he threw in the garbage. My
That's
clothes, everything.
that's crazy. That's crazy. And and here's the deal. And it's textbook, because and somebody were like, well, that don't sound like real hostage. But you got to understand, again, by the time a victim gets in the hands of their abuser, they're already broken. They're broken in spirit, they're broken mentally. And what the abuser does is take advantage of that and attach their tentacles to that and make it worse. I I I am so sorry to hear that, Thomas. So how did you recover? Like how you just moved on? Like what happened?
Um, I had to move on. I had to move on. I had to do like you said. I had to focus on my healing. Um, um, there was a time where I ran into him,
Mm,
and um, I was at the club, and he came up behind me and
Jesus,
whispered something in my ear. And when I turned around and I saw it was him, I immediately left the club. It just
Jesus.
the sound of his voice was just like traumatic for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And but God took care of him. I don't know what happened to him after what he did to me, but
Mhm.
when um the next time I saw him, he wasn't doing so well.
Let me say this. Now someone to say, well, why do you do this series about abuse in spiritual spaces? Because Thomas, for those of you guys might know, Thomas has been knowing me since I was, what, 12 years old? Thomas led me to Christ when I was 13, 14. I was 14 years old. He, like I was a church kid, raised in the church, harming no one, but just so happened to be a gay man. And look where he ended, in the hands of somebody that could have killed him. That's why I do what I'm doing, because I need to set somebody free. And not just sexuality, but you might be a female, a woman in the church, a church or a denomination that is sick and cancerous with patriarchy. And your husband is whooping on you, and the pastor know it. And he is telling you to submit to your husband, your abuser. You need permission to be free. Lord have mercy. Okay. Well, I said I'm going to go. Let me calm down. Thank you so much for your story, Thomas. But I get bothered because there are so many innocent souls who just want to live right. And what they get is wrong. And I had a deep conversation with my producer last night because, if I can be honest, it causes you to question God's existence. It causes you to wonder, is there even such thing as God? Because you end up like, I was at the church serving you. I was giving my all to serve you, and you let this happen to me? Just because I'm a gay man, or just because I'm a woman, or just because I'm a child? And that's real. And if a Christian gets mad that I said that, you're a lunatic. Why you say that, V. Terrell Hill? Because people need the space to figure out what has happened to them without some kind of religious pressure. It was in your house that this happened. And I think that there needs to be, I think traditional, conservative, religious folk need to have an honest conversation about the hell that is being spewed from wall to wall inside of spiritual and religious spaces. Because I should have blown my brains out. And like this whole idea where people tell me, well, it was God's will that you went through this because you helping people. And you know what my question is? Well, what about the person that went through the same thing I went through, but they could not live any longer? Was it God's will for them to take their life too? Or is God playing chess with my life? I'm going to send you through this, but if you make it, I'm going to use you. We got to stop gaslighting victims that are victimized inside of spiritual places. Ain't no such thing as no God's will. You allowed that pastor to stay in the pulpit knowing he was janky. That's the truth. All right, I said I wasn't going to do it. Breathe. All right, thank you, Thomas. Let me get away from this. Thank you for sharing your story because I'm getting upset. And I said I wasn't going to get upset. But we got to stop gaslighting people. God's will ain't always dark and doom and wrong and bad. It's sometimes we allow bad people to be in good spaces. Point blank, period. All right, let me read some comments. And breathe. Miss Hedge Fund owner, I'm wondering, where is God? Or where is that God? Because let me tell you what it did for me. Thankfully, I didn't choose to walk away from God, but I sat with myself and had to redefine God. If there was a gift that came out of this for me, it was the redefinition of God. That's why I get so mad at people that want to fight me over God definition, when the definition that you serve hasn't even served you. All right, let me keep on. Yes, been there. The church knew and watched me dying in the pew every Sunday, Bible study, leading prayer, preaching, and left me to die. Thank you, Tom. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Thomas, for sharing. Love you, my brother. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got caught up. Here comes John. I understand your point, but there is such thing as a God's will. Now that's not allowing messed up people to stay in position. Yeah. No. I didn't. No. Let me be clear. I believe there is a divine space or place or a mission or a purpose for each and individual person that I can call God's will. I absolutely believe that, John. I'm talking about every bad thing that happened, religious people call it God's will. Well, you was abused. That was God's will for you. Huh? How? That's what I'm saying. But no, I do believe in a such thing as God's will in my own way. Yeah. Yeah. But John, you wouldn't be doing your job if you didn't post that. Thank you. You are the representative of the Christian space. Okay, we on the same page. Yeah. We on the same page. Yeah, John is the Safe Space resident pastor. He has a beautiful church in Johnson County, North Carolina. If you're in Johnson County, North Carolina, has a beautiful church there, and he keeps us in line so that we don't beat up the Christian experience undeservingly, and that is John's job, and he does a good job with that too. But come on now, and not just the Christian experience, the Catholic Church the same. The Jews that are, oh, I can't talk about that. The J's that are literally murdering the P's. Religious and spiritual spaces. All right. And I'll be honest with you as I close. I don't know what to do about this, y'all. I don't know what to do about this. I have a call to help those. If you want to know if you're connected to me or could be connected to me, you are currently in the church with a evolved idea of God and definition of God, or you've left the Christian church and you're still a seeker of a redefined God, and more than likely from a Pentecostal background, all of the above. And I got this burden to put my message out there, and sometimes I just feel like, is it even worth it? I got people who I prayed and prophesied, and when they text, I answered, and when I called, they answered, and 1 a.m. in the morning, I'm working through their issues and all the things, and then they got the nerve to look me in my face and tell me, I can't be in your community no longer because of your beliefs of Jesus. Did I cuss them out? I didn't cuss them out. I fussed them out. And every time they text me, probably watching out, I remind them, when you come back, I'm going to fuss you out some more. You deserve to be cussed out. You better be glad I'll cuss you out. Why? Uh-oh. All right, I'm done. I got lost. Don't use me for my salvation. I'm sorry. All right, let me stop because I feel like fussing. I'm mad. Y'all don't understand. Will use me to help you get out. Use my spiritual powers to help you get out the ditch. You get out the ditch, get good and cleaned up, and then look at me talking about I ain't no part of you. You know what I told them? I said, when you finish, I can't tell y'all what I told them. All right, I'm done. All right, I'm done. Tomorrow I will not be fussing. Tomorrow I will be teaching. What will I be teaching? Listen, let me tell you what I'll be teaching. In all seriousness, this series here is good. I taught it inside of Safe Space. A couple of weeks ago as a special teaching that I'm going to post inside of Safe Space. Now you're trying to figure out what's Safe Space? Oh, no, hold on a second. Can someone help me get out the ditch? Oh, absolutely, Miss Hedge Fund Owner 8. Here's what I want you to do. Don't you go nowhere, all right? Hold on for a second. Don't you go nowhere, Miss Hedge Fund 8. I got something for you. Oh, my God, where is it at? All right, good. Hold on, don't go nowhere. All right. I never post this publicly. I always say email me. But click that link and sign up for a free consultation. No one has ever had a free consultation with me and left off that consultation absolutely changed. I mean, life completely changed, upside down, turned around. Also, Mitch hedge fund owner, a lot of the people in the comments are part of my private community, and we love on people over there. We love on people strong. And you literally can join. If you join tonight, Mitch hedge fund owner, you'll get an opportunity to get the free teaching I'm posting on tomorrow. You'll also be a part of our private live. It's literally just like this, but it's a private live on Thursday at 8:30. And then our exclusive prayers at 8:30 on Saturday morning. All right. And that link, let me just put that link in here too. Let me just do this. Now, there was a person that's supposed to have been doing this. Don't even get me started. I'm a fusser, y'all. I'm a fusser, and I don't mean to fuss, and I'm getting the sign, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to stop. But they know. They already know how I feel. And the thing about it, I fuss like this because I love them to death. I love them to death. That's why I be fussing. If you click that link, you can join the private community. Don't start. I'm not starting. I'm not Jennifer. I'm done. You can join the private community for 7 days. If you join tonight, you'll be a part of our you'll get the teaching. You get our private live at 8:30 p.m. and the exclusive prayer on Saturday at 8:30 a.m. before your 7 days are up. And then you can decide if it's worth it or not to be a part of the community. Please love me to me. Please love me to life. Yes. Absolutely. Falana, I love you to life. God knows I do, Falana. Oh, look, let me tell you, this is what I'm talking about. This is how we grow, Miss Hedge Fund. Already, you're getting welcomes already. And when you get in, we always shot you out in the private community. What is Safe Space? Safe Space is a private community. We don't care if you're black. We don't care if you're white. We don't care if you're black. We don't care if you're white, Jew, Gentile, fat, skinny, black, ugly, rich or poor. We have one thing and one thing only. You got to believe in yourself. And if you don't, guess what? Ain't no problem. Because by the time you get fooling up with us, you're going to believe in yourself. Like Pastor John, you see where that comment Pastor John had left on here? Where'd it go? See this? Because it don't matter. He's a Christian pastor in a group that don't require you to serve a certain kind of God. And he is able to say, hold on. Now, let's be clear about the will of God. Because you have a free space and reign inside a safe space. Anyway, yeah. And let me tell you this, there's a whole bunch of single people in there too, and some lookers too. Oh, they listen and got, And if you go inside a safe space, you can DM anybody inside of there, right? Like you can literally DM anybody. You can DM me directly. You don't have to have my number because I get the notification every time you DM me. All right. Right, John. A no judgment zone. Absolutely. We get mad with each other. One time Thomas told me, if I could get on a plane, I'd fly to Atlanta. Where you at right now? I was like, oh, I just got my time. I just got the time thing. Uh-oh, here we go. Here you go, matchmaking. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. We're going to pray about this pimping spirit you got. I know. I know. All right, I just got my time. Because the longer this thing is, the more work we got to do on the back end. And listen, I love you guys. I'm going to say it one more time. Join me tomorrow. Join my text club. The information is inside the video description box connected to this video. Join my text club so you can be texted to be notified when I go live. This teaching is going to bless your life. I'm going to be free flowing tomorrow. When I free flow, I normally land in a very prophetic space. Your life is going to change. And then after that live, you'll be able to go inside a safe space and see the entire video. It's a 30-minute teaching, faith to a peaceful, what is it? Excuse me. Navigating chaos, path to a peaceful living. All right. What else? Free consultations. Oh, my email community. Y'all, that email that I wrote for yesterday, it gave me the tingles. My quivered. It was like, so, so join my email community, all right? All of that information, just scroll down into the bottom of the video description box connected to this video. All right, I love you guys, long time. I appreciate you. I honor your existence. Let me tell you this. Your existence is honored. Your existence is honored, all right? I honor your existence. What am I going out on here? Let me see here. I don't know which outro to do. I'm gonna just do my normal outro, but watch everything that plays because you're gonna need all the information connected to this. All right. And I will see you guys on tomorrow. I can't wait to spend time with you. Bye. Hold on, I'm playing now. Oh, here it is. I hope you enjoyed today's show. I really want to connect with you, all right? I would love for you to join our email community. In the description box of this video is a link. You click it, put your name and email address in the information, press submit, and you are going to be a part of our email community. But guess what? You got to check your spam box because there's a double opt-in. So you got to confirm that you truly meant to sign up. So as soon as you sign up, about 3 minutes after, check your spam box and let these people know this ain't spam. Would you like to be notified every time we go live? There's a simple way to do that. Join our free text club. All you got to do is text V Terrell Hill to this number, 833-458-3658. You just text it. Text V Terrell Hill to 833-458-3658. I am gifted to help people become their best self, and I want to offer you a free consultation. There has never been one person that has had a free consultation with me that did not leave better than when they came, all right? All of that information I just went over is in the description box connected to this video.
So as it is with Puffy, the same thing will start happening within the Christian faith. God is giving his people divine justice. Every scandal to be uncovered. Do not be surprised what you're about to see. Don't be surprised. God is tired of the nonsense. God is saying, do not be surprised that over the next 5 to 10 years, and even starting in 2024, that there shall be a great falling away because there shall be leaders who were once great. They're going to fall to nothing.